fabricating the sea turtle with you today. You should have your sundry of tools that came in your sea turtle packet, and along with some markers, colored pencils or crayons. You can have hole punches, X-Actos if you wanted to do some cutting and embellishing. I have these little office clips or even clothespins that are great for holding pieces on while things are drying. And then you're also going to need some blue tape, white glue, or I'm using tacky glue. So all those things work. Okay, so let's go ahead and start. My copies are not on the beautiful colored paper that yours are, but you're going to follow along with page 1, and you're going to use this to bend the frame. So I've chosen to bend the frame for this design so that the turtle shell looks more like a shell and not a sphere. So these little indents are going to line up with the graph that I have on the paper, and then you're just going to bend it upwards like so. If you are a person that struggles with hand strength, or you are a younger or littler person, you might need to get an adult to help you with this part. So we're just gonna make it look like the letter L. And then I'm gonna set that over here. And we're going to go ahead and put that into the lantern. So the lantern itself is going to have, of course, a top and a bottom. So this piece with the C is going to be our top. So we're going to feed this in and go ahead and pull it up. And it has almost like, looks like little ears that will hold in the little rings here on the top. And you can, that's evident also in the renderings that I have in these directions that I have done for you all. So I've already torn these off. You're going to need 4 pieces of masking tape, and you're going to reach in here, and you're just going to tape the sides of the frame down so that it doesn't come loose. And the next thing you're going to do is you're going to go to your second page, and you're going to cut this circle out. Once you cut the circle out, you're going to put 4 pieces of tape like this, and this is going to go in the inside of the lantern as well. And the rationale behind this is to close off the bottom, because this is where you're actually going to stick your battery operated light. I actually don't have that with me right now, but I'm sure you all know what I'm talking about. So first and foremost, go ahead and put your 3 AA batteries in there, and then put the top on, and then peel the back off, and then you're going to reach your hand in and put the light in here. Do it on a hard surface so you can make sure it sticks. So now your lantern is almost set up. The next part is everyone should have a twist tie. And you're going to cut your twist tie in half. For this particular part, you might want to refer to the directions. What you're going to do is there's a little bump, these little ears I was talking about, and you're going to feed those through, and you're going to pull down on them so they're on top of the circle, and then you're going to wrap them around the top of the lantern. So I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but I'll try and do it at an angle. So you're feeding this through like so, and then you're going to go down under the bar, crisscross applesauce, and then wrap, wrap, wrap. This is just going to keep the lantern from, the frame from wiggling and give us a little bit more stability. Okay, yay, awesome. So we're on to the body parts. So the first thing you're going to do is cut everything out. So I've already cut everything out. I didn't think you needed to watch me do that. And the next part is we're going to get our eyes going here. So the eyes are great because they have, they're sticky. So you want to try and get them separated a little bit, not super close. So here's my googly eyes. And you have an aesthetic choice, eyelids or not eyelids. I kind of like the eyelids. They're pretty expressive. I'm putting a little bit of glue on the corners of the eyelids. You don't have to put any anywhere else. And we're just gonna push that down. And then I'm gonna do this one. And we're gonna kind of line it up and push that down. And I'm gonna let these dry, and then we're gonna start with the other pieces. So we're gonna glue the tail on first. And what I want you to do is I want you to work to align it this way. So here's your C. So you're gonna make your C should be backwards, and this will just help us in the long run. Let me get my glues a little bit. Okay. So we're gonna put the glue on the downward fold, and then you're gonna count 12 rings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And we're gonna stick that there. And then these are when these handy dandy clips come in to play, because you can keep that folded and just pinch it. Don't worry, it won't look like that forever. I'm gonna turn this towards me so I know where I'm gluing. So I'm gonna stick the next leg on. So here's our tail. So our legs are gonna go in the front portion of this. So I will glue this one on first. So we're gonna count down, and we're gonna stick it right about here. So I'm gonna get my glue ready. You, of course, can use, and I'm going to just put my hands inside of here. Of course, you can use hot glue. I just find that working with young students, hot glue sometimes can be a little bit dangerous in terms of getting things, that hot glue on your fingers. So legs go towards the back, and you, of course, folded on that fold. And this is part of that anchor surface. It gives a little bit more connection for us with the surface on our pieces. And so again, I'm just gonna stick that on there. And I'm gonna go ahead and put that there. And now we're gonna do the eyes. Truth be told, I already glued this. I use the hole punch to punch out little holes here. Remember, all these limbs and parts could completely be decorated prior to putting them on, and that's going to make it really and truly be yours and make it super unique, which is kind of exciting. So I'm going to go on that same lineup. I'm going to bend the head, use my clip, and now I'm going to turn to the back leg. So it's starting to look like a turtle. This is exciting. Your turtle shells are a different color than mine. I think they're all different shades of green. And then your legs will be different colors as well. So when you're gluing the legs on, the same sort of thing, the back of the foot is kicking towards the inside of the leg. And so I'm just going to do one section away from my tail, and I'm actually going to unclip my tail and get my other little guy stuck on here too. Okay, so we have a turtle. We'll take the clips off in 1 minute. So the final part is to use your kite string. So what I would like you to do, now mine's got a big fat knot in it, but that's all right, we can still use it. Okay, so I'm going to go around the little hump. It looks similar to the frame, and I'm going to do a square knot on that. And then sometimes I'm a pessimist and I don't want it to move, so now I'm going to knot it again on the C so it can't scoot around, and you'll see why in a second. So there we go. I'm going to cut off a little bit of the excess here. So this is what it looks like thus far. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and take my clips off so you guys can begin to see what this is looking like. I can bend his little head a little bit if we need it to have a little more little flippers. Take the ones off the back as well. And so finally, we're going to tie it onto the bamboo. And what I want you to do is, my suggestion is to wrap it at least 2 times. And then do a really tight knot on there. And if I could do that, that would be amazing. A square knot will work just fine. So we're gonna put this through, and I'm gonna tie it really tight. And then, oops, I'm gonna finish that knot. It's complications. One-man show over here. Okay. Maybe. Jeez, no pressure. Okay. So, my next suggestion for you is to put a good bit of glue on this string. And the rationale is you don't want it scooting around when you're walking around with your lantern. I'm going to cut the excess off because it's all about craftsmanship. And then we're going to pick up our lantern, and there it is. So if you want it shorter, seems like it's awfully long, we could reel it in just for the camera part so you can make it according to your height. If you're not a tall person, you're not going to want it very big. So here's our little turtle lantern. Thanks so much. I hope the instructions weren't so complicated, and I look forward to seeing you at the event.